Down in turn one, another lap later in the race. These guys just eating the course up right now. Speed's averaging near 100 miles an hour per lap. These guys doing a great job, moving right along. Tom Abrams and Billy Moff, two guys instrumental in the success of the Offshore Super Series, doing a great job out here on the race course. Here you see Tom Abrams get a little, looks like he went over. WHM hot on his trailer, cutting through the rooster tail there. You can see Tom Abrams, Reliable Carriers, has gone upside down. Here's the onboard camera shot of it from WHM, trying to chase him down there. Going around. This is heading down the beach there. That was action off of turn two. Right as they rounded turn two, Reliable Carriers slid the boat and went upside down. Here you can see the boat's heading into turn one. Reliable Carriers with just a little bit of lead over WHM. So they head west offshore. There you can see Billy Moff doing everything he can to try to catch up, cut in and out of the rooster tail of Tom Abrams. There you can see the freeze frame video helicopter above, just at the top left hand of your screen there, catching all the action here. Heading offshore in turn two, there you see Reliable Carriers with the lead now, heading into the turn. WHM just eyeing up the line as Reliable goes around the buoy right there dead in front of you, and you can see they slide the boat and roll it over as it almost rolls all the way over, but it stops. WHM cutting through the rooster tail, moving into the lead. Tom Abrams and Steve Curtis were able to get right out of the boat without any problem. Reportedly raced the next race in Puerto Rico. Here you can see in slow motion the boat starts to slide and goes over. And right there almost rolls all the way back over, but ends up flopping back on its deck as WHM cuts through the rooster tail. You still see the freeze frame video chopper overhead there. Here's the footage from the helicopter. Right as they round the buoy there, they hit one and it turns the boat sideways, up and over. As WHM moves into the lead in Super Cat with JD Byrider moving into second place. WHM moves to the front of the pack in Super Cat class, making the corner at the north end of the course. Jay Muller and Billy Moff, WHM Motorsports Mercury-powered 40-foot skater, with the new JD Byrider 388 skater giving chase in second place now. Onboard camera shot there, you can see this is the left-hand corner on the course, making their way around as they head north up Fort Myers Beach with the 2006 Fort Myers Beach Guarantee Show Edison Oil Race to Recovery. Great shot there on the drivetrain of WHM Motorsports, Mercury number 6 drive. Guys definitely not backing off an inch. There's JD Byrider still right behind them. These guys still running lap speeds right around 100 miles an hour, still moving out on this 5.5 mile course. south along beautiful Fort Myers Beach here at the 2006 Edison Oil Race for Recovery, second stop on the Offshore Super Series 2006 Tour. There you can see Reliable Carriers upside down the course. Steve Curtis, Tom Abrams doing just fine. The OSS safety team led by David DiPetrillo and crew were right on the action, got right in there, got those guys out. Everything's good. You can see one of the safety boats there moseying their way up, getting ready to tow Reliable Carriers in. Coming down now on J.D. Byrider. Kirk Dunneman is the throttle man as well as the owner and driver, Tony Marcantonio, J.D. Byrider. Used car dealerships throughout the United States. Number 45, this is the first race boat 388 skater in the Super Cat class. These guys doing a great job. There are a couple other boats slated to be racing this year, but this is the only one out so far. J.D. Byrider running second currently in the Super Cat class. Twin CC Racing engines mated to the Mercury number 6 drives. These guys looking forward to dialing this boat in and running it towards the front of the pack with the rest of the Super Cats. And only their second race in this new boat. These guys running very strong so far. Came around in turn 2 there, right where Reliable Carriers went upside down. J.D. Byrider still running very strong here. Boat looks to have a great attitude. These guys moving right along, trying to chase down WHM Motorsports at this time. There you can see WHM Motorsports just rounding the corner, just ahead of them, basically one buoy ahead of them in the middle of the corner now, taking the corner at the north end of the course. There you can see the Cat Extreme boats getting ready to catch up to the Super Cats there. Cintron and CRC still very close here later in the race. .38 skater of J.D. Byrider getting ready to go across start-finish line, completing another lap in the Super Cat class here at the 2006 Edison Oil Race for Recovery. Making their way around turn 1 there, heading off the beach now. So you can see, still very tight racing in the Cat Extreme class between CRC and Cintron. Those guys putting on a great show. Bud Select left the race early, but Cintron and CRC gonna still do battle in their 11-lap race here at Fort Myers Beach. Rich Wyatt and Herb Stotler doing a great job out front of the pack in Cat Extreme. They go by Reliable Carriers still upside down there in turn 2. Centron with a huge horsepower advantage, twice the horsepower per engine over the Supercats of JD Byrider, moving right along. Speeds approaching 150 miles an hour on this race course. Beautiful 40-foot Platinum Powerboat Rage model. Number 21, Herb Stotler, Rich Wyatt, Centron, formerly B.F. Young. Guys showing an immense amount of horsepower here. Centron motoring along with no problems at all at the front of the Cat Extreme class. Twin 1400 horsepower Stotler racing engine made it through the Mercury number 6 surface drive. There you can see the propeller 50-50 in the water there, and these guys just motoring along ahead of Team CRC with no problems at all. Getting ready to go by the leader in the Super Cat class now. Put them up. Just behind them is Team CRC, also a Cat Extreme boat there, trying to chase down Centron. Mike DeFries and Jeff Harris aboard Team CRC giving chase to Centron. But today looks to be Centron's day out front of the Cat Extreme class. Late afternoon sun beaming across the water here in Fort Myers Beach. As you can see, WHM went way to the outside of the course to let these two Cat Extremes do battle. WHM running out front of the Super Cat class with JD Byrider. As the two Cat Extremes still racing pretty close. Team CRC and Centron. Both boats motoring along now, speeds near 150 miles an hour, no problem for these guys. Still doing battle late in the race, putting on a great show for all the spectators here in Fort Myers Beach. Here you can see Team CRC trying to get to the inside of the course, but Centron with plenty of horsepower, doing a great job. Great to see two boats battling this late in the race here in Fort Myers Beach. You'll see in and out of the rooster tail trying to make up ground. With Centron with the big power advantage, putting it to the water here out front of the Cat Extreme class. There you can see Team CRC taking second place in Cat Extreme just behind Team Centron, number 21. Overall, an excellent event here in 2006 at the Edison Oil Race for Recovery here in Fort Myers Beach. The Offshore Super Series, as well as everyone from Page Racing, did an excellent job putting this event together. An excellent time was had by all. 2 races into the season, we've had a lot of excellent racing already. There you can see that was the pit area a couple years ago here in Fort Myers Beach. But We had a great time at the Lee County Sports Complex where the pits were this year. We'd like to thank Russell Kilpatrick, our helicopter pilot, for doing an excellent job, as he always does for us here at Freeze Frame Video. Jeff Sears also actually did a great job for us, helping us out aboard the helicopter and with all the onboard cameras. Here you see another shot of Fort Myers Beach. All the spectators here, great time had by all between the air show and the boat races. The Offshore Super Series did a great job of putting on another great event. Here you see DF Young Cintrone was your winner in the Cat Extreme class. Team CRC was second, and Bud Select was third. Rich Wyatt and Herb Stotler motored right along. Team Centron, number 21, the 40-foot Platinum Rage. Great job. Congratulations, guys, on a hard-fought victory. Super Cat class, OSS Edison Oil Race for Recovery. WHM Motorsports takes first place. Billy Moff and Jay Muller aboard. Kirk Dunneman and Tony Marcantonio and J.D. Byrider second. Reliable carriers Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams finished third. WHM Motorsports 40-foot skater Mercury Powered out front, taking the win in Super Cat class, now with the national points lead. 2 races into the season for 2006. Quick shot here of Reliable Carriers going over earlier in the race, heading into turn 2. Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams escaped without any injury. The OSS safety team did an excellent job. These guys unscathed will be at the next race in Puerto Rico. Everyone at Freeze Frame Video would really like to thank everybody from the Offshore Super Series for putting on a great event here. Misty Vasquez did an excellent job. Billy Moff and Mike Tomlinson, everybody helped put on a great event, as well as the guys from Page Racing. Steve Page and his entire crew, John Miser and John Moss, all did an excellent job in orchestrating this fabulous event. Everybody from Page Racing did a great job of putting this all together. We'll see everybody at the next event in Puerto Rico. Here's some shots from the bikini contest that happened to support the races here in Fort Myers. This event happened the week before the race. Bye.